Hello, guys, and welcome back. Quality Shot Tennis. Today, we've got the semifinal in Madrid between Lorenzo Musetti and Jack Draper. Lorenzo Musetti playing some of the best tennis of his life, coming off a Barcelona final, arguably playing the best tennis of anybody in the tournament. But Jack Draper has been a tough one to contend with as well recently. Winner of this one takes on Casper Ruud in the final. Yeah, it's going to be a big hitting performance from Draper. Musetti's been hitting the ball pretty big himself too, though, and he's got the crafty play, so should be a fun one. Let me know who you guys got. It's the next gen matchup in Madrid, and we're going to get started real soon. It's currently warm up, but we are about to get started. Yeah, I feel like this one's going to be good. Ruud took out Cerundolo in straight sets, winning all of the big points. I think Musetti is playing the better tennis right now of maybe anybody in the tournament. He just looks so good right now. I think Musetti's got this. I'll take Musetti in 3 sets. Let's see what happens. Draper cracks the top 5 next week for the first time. Musetti cracks the top 10 for the first time next week, no matter what happens from here on out. Draper to serve first. Hits serve to the forehand slice Musetti. Forehand inside out to forehand Musetti. Forehand Draper cross court. Backhand slice Musetti. Goes long. 15 love, Jack Draper. Here we go. We're getting started here in Madrid. Let me know. Scoreline predictions. Whatever predictions, result predictions, let me know. And let me know who's going to win this tournament. It's going to be either Casper Ruud, Jack Draper, or Musetti. Serve here from the Brit. Goes to the backhand of Musetti. One-hander goes up high to the forehand. Draper goes after it. Lob way up high. It's going to be pummeled by Draper. Down the line, it is. Musetti misses another ball long. 30 love. Just kind of funny, but Casper Ruud got the win earlier today. He took out Fritz earlier in the tournament. The champions of Indian Wells and Miami both beat Fritz on the way. So we could have a funny pattern starting. I don't know who beat Fritz in Monte Carlo, but I don't think it was Alcaraz. But anyway, that would be funny if 3 out of the 4 events, the champion took out Fritz along the way. Forehand cross court goes to the backhand of Draper. It's a lefty versus a righty matchup. Forehand of Draper goes to the backhand of Musetti. Backhand's falling a little bit short. At the moment, that's going to be long from Draper off the forehand. Hey, how you doing, Joe? How you doing, Max? Good to see you. How are you guys doing? Draper in straights. All right. Wow. That is stark contrast to what I'm saying. I've got, well, not stark contrast, but I've got Musetti. We'll see. Draper's been killer, though, no doubt. 6-2, 6-2 score line is nothing to play around with over, what was it, Tommy Paul? So, yeah, he's playing mighty good, no doubt. I reckon if he's going to get a Masters title on a clay court, this is the tournament where he wants to get it done, in my opinion. Backhand down the line. That's so good from Musetti. 30 all. Musetti rocking the sleeveless look. That's a classic Rafa Nadal special. We know that already. It's good to have a one-handed backhand player crack the top 10 for the first time. That hasn't happened in a while, right? Actually, I'm kind of curious now that I mentioned it. When's the last time that's happened? Might be Tsitsipas. Don't know who else it would have been. Team cracked the top 10 before Steph did. I don't know who else would have done that until Musetti. Pericard hasn't been top 10. Forehand goes to the forehand to Draper. I might be forgetting somebody, but I don't think I am. Right off the baseline for Musetti. He gets an early break point here in the first game, 30-40. Of all the quarterfinalists, Menzik had the best stats on the serve, but Draper was not far behind. He's been serving very well. If you want to break him, you want to do it in the first game that he serves. Hasn't gotten the rhythm yet. That's a great serve down the tee, though. Deuce. 1 break point saved. We saw a lot of break points saved earlier in the Rude Cerundolo matchup. Definitely in recent years, the result in Madrid has proven more important for what happens in Roland Garros than Monte Carlo. And in Rome, honestly. Rome hasn't done that much for who's going to win Roland Garros too. It's been Madrid more than anything. But really, Roland Garros, the champion, has been pretty random if you look at the Masters and then Madrid. That's a good hit from Musetti, but he just makes it into the top of the net with the backhand. Try to flatten it. He tried, man, sometimes the words just get away from me. Try to flatten it out. Tried to say that 3 times fast. You'll probably succeed. Just shove it in my face. Why don't you? Advantage to Draper, because I cannot say it at all for some reason. That goes out on the return, so 1-0 to Jack Draper. I'd like to see this match go 3 sets. Yeah, that's what I'm calling it. I think it's got 3 sets written on it, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm so looking forward to the U.S. Open this year, way more than Wimbledon. RG on the men's side. Why is that, Joe? Curious. What are your thoughts on the Coco and Iga match? I mean, I said to somebody before the match started, this match could end up being one of the most important matches for the trajectory of women's tennis for the next 10 years. Or at least for this head-to-head between Swiatek and Coco. And I said only if Coco wins. If Iga wins, it might not end up being that important, in my opinion. But if Coco wins, I did not expect. I was expecting Iga to win, number 1. Number 2, I could not have predicted that scoreline. But I was thinking, if Coco finds a way to win, she's won the last couple. She's now won 3 against Iga. If she wins this one for the 3rd straight win against Iga on a clay court for the first time, that at this point right now, like that would be so big for the trajectory, I think, just of the women's game for the next decade. And that's exactly what happened. I think it's a very important win. I don't think it means that Coco's going to beat Iga every time on clay from now on. But first of all, that scoreline's impressive. I'm glad that Coco's able to announce herself as that strong of a player. Like that's how I think of her. I think she's here to stay across hard courts and clay courts. And yeah, I mean, what a performance, honestly. Iga, far from her best day, no doubt. She'll be back. But yeah, I think that it really shows that Coco is not that far behind Iga, in my opinion. She is in slam count, but I mean, she's had Iga's number. I think Coco could end up being a multiple slam champion too. I don't know if she'll get 5, but it just shows that, yeah, Coco, if Coco can do that, it shows that they're pretty equal at the moment. If not Coco better, obviously. She was better on the day by far. A couple of errors from Musetti. Draper at love 30 here early. I'd actually like to see Musetti win 1,000, as Draper will definitely win more in his career. I agree. I agree with you. Although I think it's not fully clear that Musetti won't win more as well, but I think that, yeah, it seems it's definitely it seems to me more likely that Draper is going to win more throughout his career. For Musetti, it's like you want him to take this chance. Because, I mean, like, players like Alex de Minaur, who are so good, they haven't won a Masters. Like, Alex hasn't won a Masters. Like, Musetti seems maybe more of that caliber at the moment. Draper seems like he's only getting scarier and scarier. Forehand of Draper, forehand Musetti down the line, forehand of Draper cross court. Best rally of the match so far in these first few games. That is a big backhand from Draper cross court. Love 40. Just such a what's the word? Intimidating force on the court is Jack. Oh, this is cool. I've never seen this camera angle before. Really low angle behind Jack. That's cool. Like a camera level, court level angle, but even lower than that. But it was cool. I think the court level angle should be used more often because it really shows the speed of the players, the speed, the shots, the spin of the shots. It shows how impressive every shot that these pros hit is. Like, I think if they only showed court level, like, I think the phenomenon of people being like, I could take a game off a pro, which is the most ridiculous sentiment of all time for anything. Like, I think that sentiment would go away really quickly. Like, there's a poll that like 65% of just casual tennis players said they could take a game off a pro. Craziest thing of all time. That's insane. I find it very tough to even win a point. Very tough. That's a double fault from Musetti, so gets a break point in the first game, doesn't convert. Draper converts on his first. 2-0 for Jack. Early start for him. He's definitely been crushing it this week. A lot of one-sided sets for his favor. 6-0, 6-4 over Arnaldi, 6-2, 6-2 over Paul, 7-6 over Berrettini. Berrettini retired. 3-4 over Griekspoor is also a good win in the first round. It's about as tough a round of 64 opponent as he can get, in my mind. And doesn't get any easier on clay. Griekspoor is good on clay. Second serve from Jack at love 15 here. Backhand cross court, goes to the forehand. Musetti, cross court, drop shots in the net. Love 30. I was rewatching the highlights of like 30-minute highlights of Djokovic beating Murray in Rome 2011 earlier today. I think ATP Tour posted like highlights of that for some reason. I don't really know why, but it's so crazy to watch like the big four in their peak and their prime and then watch like the young guns. It's like cool to compare them. I think obviously these guys have not reached anywhere near that level yet, but they're still young. They don't need to reach that level really, but they're still playing great and they're only going to get better is the hope. Draper certainly seems like he's on a fast track of improvement. And Musetti too, in his own way. What a shot from Draper. That's scary. 15-30. You get no safety from going to Jack's backhand, really. Like, you know, his backhand is, I mean, clearly not as good as his forehand, but like he's done better at being very aggressive off of that shot as well. I mean, Jack hasn't really been around at the top of the game as long as Alcaraz, but it's kind of easy to forget he's older than Alcaraz, right? I mean, I think he's like 22 years old. Could be slightly off. I think that's right, though. 23 years old, even. Turning 24 in December this year. About 7 or 8 days from the end of the year. So, yeah, it's easy to forget that, but I mean, he might be older than Yannick, or I think he's like 3 months younger than Yannick. It's another error from Musetti. Maybe some early nerves here from Musetti. Both of these guys got to know that this is an opportunity to win a Masters title. That comes with nerves for both of these guys. And listen, Jack, I mean, yes, definitely he'll feel like he's going to win more Masters titles in the future. It would be surprising if he doesn't. And he's already won one, obviously. But it's not that obvious to me he's going to win them on clay. Like, I would expect them to be more on hard court or grass if they eventually do what they should in at a grass Masters. But ooh, what a pass from Musetti there. Draper can't handle the volley. That is a heck of a pass from Musetti in a big moment. 30-40. We've had a break point every single game so far. The servers are not getting any any easy games so far in the first 3 games. But yeah, this kind of reminds me of Monte Carlo 2023. It was Sinner versus Runa and Rublev waiting in the final. None of those 3 guys had won Runa had won a Masters title, but the other 2, Sinner and Rublev, were yet to have won a Masters title. It's a big opportunity for all 3 players. Forehand of Draper goes up to the forehand of Musetti, who cracks it inside out for a winner. It's 2-1 here in Madrid. So yeah, big pressure on both these guys, I'm sure, but we'll see how they handle it. Sinner will be my favorite for the US Open, but there's so many dangers in behind. Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, I think Alcaraz is going to be tougher at the US Open this year than he was last year. I think last year was such an outlier loss for him, it appears to me. I would say the same about Sinner at Wimbledon. I think that I could be wrong, but I think that last year, Sinner at Wimbledon and Alcaraz at the US Open are going to prove to be very notable, like aggressively unique outliers in their careers. I think Sinner is going to be very consistent at making semis and finals at Wimbledon, if not winning at them. And I think that, like, very consistent. And I think losing to Medvedev is just not going to be the kind of loss that he usually has at Wimbledon. I've said this before, but if we take Sinner at his words, he literally didn't get a minute of sleep that night. And he definitely didn't look like himself. And then Alcaraz, even 2021, I just felt like, man, this guy is playing some sensational tennis, and really the crowd is loving him like right away here. So I feel like, yeah, I don't think hard court. I'd agree with the consensus that he's probably not quite as good on a hard court like US Open compared to maybe Roland Garros or Wimbledon, but I think US Open is going to be friendly to him. And that's where he won his first slam. His first slam and Masters were on hard court. So it's like silly to pretend that he's not a good hard court player, you know? Also 2-0 against Yannick last year on hard court. Serve here from Musetti. Down the tee, forehand to Draper. That's in the net. 15 love Musetti. Back and cross court, goes to the forehand to Musetti. Forehand to Draper. Again to the forehand to Musetti. Back into Draper. Down the line. That's going to go long. Better play of Musetti. It feels like he's much more a force in these rallies at the moment. Yeah, I think this has the seeds of a really interesting match, honestly. It does remind me of Runa versus Sinner. A lot, actually. Monte Carlo 2023. It's actually really similar now, like, if you think about it. Like, Runa had won one title, Masters title, recently on hard court, similar to Draper here. And Sinner, who's Musetti, fellow Italian, is looking for his first. It's actually pretty similar. Awaiting a player that's a player that has yet to win a Masters title. So definitely reminds me of that, I would say. Crazy that Ruud has not won a Masters title too. So it'd be lovely if it was his time, honestly. For Ruud or Musetti. Both two of the best clay court players in my mind. Maybe ever so slightly underrated in that conversation of best clay court players, the two of them. So this would help either of them, and it would be great to see a final between the two. But Jack is going to play villain to that, and he wants his own success as well, build off of what he already had at Indian Wells earlier this year. Musetti trying to build off of Barcelona final. Barcelona title, very quality against Alcaraz. Casper's, how are you doing, Matthew? Casper's favorite to lift the title. Yeah, I mean, he might be, but Musetti is playing really good tennis. And I mean, obviously, Draper is as well, with the very one sided scorelines. But Musetti has taken out some very strong players in fashion that I find to be pretty emphatic. So I would not count out Lorenzo here. But yeah, I mean, Casper playing mighty well as well. Serve out wide. Even if I feel like Cerundolo should have done a little bit better on the big points against Ruud, I'm sure that either of these guys will do that if they get to the final, or when they get to the final. Particularly Jack has been very solid on the big points. Big forehand inside out. Back to deuce we go. Backhand cross court goes the forehand of Draper up to the forehand of Musetti. Backhand of Draper goes the forehand of Musetti. Forehand of Draper. Big. It's right on the baseline. Musetti just misses his own shot back behind the baseline. By the way, I said it wrong. I said Barcelona. Musetti beat Alcaraz. That is wrong. It was Runa who beat Alcaraz. I was mixing it up in my head, which is my bad. That being said, Musetti Monte Carlo final loss to Alcaraz was a very good effort from him. It's a break point here for Draper in this one. Serve from Musetti, trying to save it here. We've had a break point every single game of this match so far. Drop shot. Draper missed it. He's going to be kicking himself. He could have hit over it. He should have hit a much better drop shot because he decided he was going to hit a dropper pretty early on, which is not always a good thing, actually. Which could have also, the fact that he went for it so early and that Musetti was seeing that he was going to hit a drop shot could have also been part of it. Also, Musetti is one of the last guys you want to hit a drop shot against. He is so fast. I mean, he's looked very quick this week, particularly. He is ridiculously fast. Not the number one guy you want to hit a drop shot against. So I could have added to why Musetti, why Draper missed that one. Musetti misses that one off the one-hander. Goes long. Some errors creeping into both players' games early on here. Nerves. Both guys sense the moment, how big of a chance it is for both of their careers, I would think. Advantage for Draper. See if he can convert on this one. Or can a server finally hold here? Backhand Draper down the line. Goes to the backhand slice. It's in the net. It's 3-1 for Draper. Crazy. 3-1 for Jack. That's ridiculous. There you go. Barely seeing any holds in this one yet. It's been mostly breaks. Serve from Jack. Goes to the forehand to Musetti. Forehand Musetti again to the backhand. Jack down the line. Backhand to Musetti. Goes behind Jack, who hits a backhand to the net. Smart play from Musetti. Able to get good length on that backhand down the line. Good control. Will we finally see a game where the server is not in trouble and doesn't have to face a break point? We'll see what Jack can do to try to achieve that. I doubt that there's ever been a tennis match where every single game has a break point. Maybe like a Diego Schwartzman match. That is the only way I could potentially imagine that happening. Or like Olivier Rochus, like maybe a match that he played. Maybe if they ever played each other. I don't know. Forehand goes from Draper to the backhand of Musetti. Cross court, very short. Draper attacks it. Should have made it. Missed it. So it's 15-30 here. A lot of errors from both. Very inconsistent. Can Draper consolidate the break this time? Yeah, we'll see. Draper's first serve feels like it's not firing today. I feel the exact same way. It's not on today. He hasn't found a rhythm at all. Actually, this match has had zero rhythm so far. Neither guy really finding much of any rhythm at all. It's been like a roller coaster, just up and down in the very first few games of this one. Which, yeah, I mean, I'll say it again. Above anything that you can, I think, nail that a lot to nerves. That's usually how nerves play out, is kind of inconsistency and a little bit of erratic shot making. 30 all. Musetti misses another one-hander. He's missing a lot of those backhands. Draper strategy, I'm sure, was to go after that backhand anyway, even though Musetti's actually, I mean, he's hitting the backhand great this week, but I think Draper would want to go after it, and he's definitely going to start doing so now, if that wasn't the strategy before. Easier said than done. Musetti goes to another backhand arrow, hits it long. 40-30. Here. It's a game point. It's going to be another backhand error. A lot of backhand errors from Musetti, I got to say. 4-1. Draper held there. I mean, he made a couple first serves, but I felt like that was more Musetti than Draper, honestly, in my opinion. But still, Draper gets to 4-1 by the skin of his teeth. A bit like the last semi, no doubt. It's crazy that there was a blackout in Spain this week. Did they find out what the problem was? Yeah, that was wild. It was like Dimitrov was like one game away from winning the match against Diallo, and then they had the blackout. Yeah, I actually don't know if they found out what the issue was, but that is crazy. I couldn't believe that was why play was delayed. So apparently, I'm looking into it. Apparently, there's instability of the power grid that built up to the blackout that happened in Spain. Apparently, they suffered several power glitches. So I guess it's that. But then other articles are saying cost still unclear after massive power outages in Spain and Portugal. Yeah, that's terrible. I mean, people even died because of it, it seems like. On Tuesday, Spain Emergency Services said 3 elderly people died from suspected carbon monoxide poisoning. Yeah, it's awful. Like to see Casper getting Masters 1000. I feel you. I feel you. Not sure if his chest, definitely Max, but not sure if his chest is giving him problems. It's going to be tough if it is against these guys. Is Iggy your favorite for RG or do you tip Coco? It's a good question, Matthew. I still think Mira is going to be a problem, honestly. I still wouldn't look that much past Mira Andreeva. Yeah, I kind of. I don't think Iga's gonna win RG. I don't think she's gonna win Roland Garros. I think it's gonna be between Coco and Mira this year, and I think I'm gonna tip Mira. I think Mira gets her first. Ooh, Musetti barely misses the forehand down the line. I think it's Mira's time to win one. She won 2 in a row in emphatic fashion over the top players. She's a fantastic clay court player. Made the semis last year. I think watch out for Mira, in my opinion. Rome is going to be interesting. If Mira could win Rome, that would be big for her chances. So we'll see if she's able to do that. But yeah, I kind of feel like Mira might, and I don't think Iga will. So if Iga or Coco does, I think Coco will, which is not a big take at this point after what happened yesterday. But yeah, I don't think Sabalenka or Swiatek or obviously Rybakina is not going to. I don't think Paolini is going to, although Paolini is great, but I don't think she makes the final again. I think Coco versus Mira could be the final for the first time in a slam. 30-15 here for Musetti, trying to stay close in contact in this first game. Forehand inside out. Draper gets it with a squash shot. Backhand lob way up high. Draper defending. Smash from Musetti. Oh, Draper's going to be there. He makes it back. Volley. Oh, what a play from Draper. Musetti, I think, complaining about the lights. Draper with some great effort, but Musetti puts it away. I thought Draper was going to steal that point for a minute. I can't believe Musetti didn't go down the line. If Draper got it a little bit further out where Musetti had to reach a little bit more for that backhand volley, that could have been a steal. And then it would have been 1-4-30 all. Drop shot from Musetti, a solid 4-2. Again, smart play from Lorenzo. Needs to get that backhand dialed in. That's a good hold from Musetti, though. It's his first hold. Yeah, what about you, Matthew? Let me know. Let me know who you got. And it obviously does not have to be Iga or Coco in my book because I did not choose one of them. But let me know who you have winning the women's singles at the French. Or in Rome, too. Or obviously Madrid. But yeah, Roland Garros is going to be interesting on both sides. I think men's is very interesting. Very unclear how that's going to go. But my prediction at the start of the year of Casper, this, I mean, at least he's pulling together a good week this week. Doesn't mean that he's going to pull together a something he's never done before at the French, but still a good sign for him, no doubt. Smash down the middle, backhand slice Musetti. Draper runs around, hits forehand down the line. Draper runs to it, hits a forehand cross, score it. Forehand to Musetti, goes to the backhand of Draper. Now Musetti on the run, drop shot. Musetti on the run again. Oh, net cord. Draper, oh, what a run. Draper nearly runs into the sponsorship box thing that's on the side. Oof. What a strange little point there. Musetti goes for this little bunt thing, gets super lucky with the net cord because I don't really know what he was. That was a very weird shot choice, to be honest. But he was definitely in an advantageous position, so it was going to be tough to not win the point from that position because I didn't think the drop shot was that. It wasn't a bad drop shot, but for that position, it was just very tough to hit a good drop shot for Draper, in my opinion, because Musetti was pretty close to the baseline. So I just didn't think it was probably not his right shot, even though it would have been tough to hit another one. But 30-15 for Jack. Serve out wide. It's too good. 40-15. I tipped Coco at the start of the year to have a big year, so I'm going with Coco. I did the same thing, Matt. Yeah, we'll see. Obviously, ended off last year great. Okay, cool. Yeah, I chose Coco not to win Roland Garros last year, but I chose her to win the Olympics last year, which did not happen. But Iga lost, so I was happy that that part of my prediction ended up true because everybody was saying she was going to win both. Yeah, I think Iga's not winning Roland Garros this year. I chose her last year pretty hesitantly because I was like, I don't think she's going to win it every year. Yeah, this year I'm definitely not going Iga, and I will. For me, it's between Coco and Mira, but I've got Mira for her first. 5-2 for Jack Draper. Honestly, 18 clay finals for Casper Ruud is pretty impressive. Any way you paint it, like 18 clay finals is amazing. Ruud is only like, how old is Casper? 25, 26 at the oldest. I think he's 25. All right, 26 years old. So far of the stream, I'm making everybody younger than they are. But Casper, 26 years old, 18 finals on clay, just one surface, is impressive. Obviously, a lot of them on at a lower level, at 250 level, but that's impressive. That's just impressive. It's the most of any active player outside of Novak, I think. Maybe Zverev, but I don't think he would have more than that. Obviously, Thiem is retired, unfortunately. Dominic Thiem being retired is the most depressing thing in tennis of the last since Del Potro, no doubt. Backhand, that's in the net. Draper trying to hit over at 30 love. Can Musetti have a final pusher? It's been a lot of breaks, a lot of chances in the set, so we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. The Italian taking on the Brit here in Madrid. 38 minutes into this one. See what happens. See what happens. Serve goes long. Second serve here from Musetti. Forehand goes to the backhand of Lorenzo. It's going to go out. Too many backhand errors from Musetti in the set so far. Just not hitting that backhand as well as usual. Yes, absolutely. Hey, how are you doing, Ghost? Musetti about to go on a 5-run game and steal the set. You heard it here first. You never know how many 1,000 finals does Rude got to. That's a good question. He got to Miami final. He got to Monte Carlo final. I think this is his third, right? I think it would be his third. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it would be his third. Behind after Miami 2022 and Monte Carlo 20 last year? 2024? It's possible I'm forgetting one. In 2022. Draper almost gets to a drop shot, but it's too good from Musetti. 40-15. Yeah, Draper playing at such high level, I don't think we're going to see a 5-game run. But Musetti could get some footing in the set, though, honestly, because Draper is not serving, at his best ever. So I would at least back Musetti with the chance to get the break at 5-3. Musetti clearly doesn't look done with the set. And no, he shouldn't be. It's just a 1 break difference. So we'll see what happens. Musetti with a backhand. Yeah, just letting it. Yeah, I mean, it was a nothing shot. Just let Draper right back into the point. Draper was way out of position. He was way off the court. By all means, he should be way out of position, and Musetti should be in an advantageous position to win the point. But he just hits the biggest miss hit of a one-handed backhand, and it pops way up and gives Draper so much time to set up a forehand winner. I mean, it's a great shot from Jack, but Musetti needs to get that one-hander to be dialed in, or else it's going to be tough for him to win this one, honestly. That forehand goes out. Deuce. Deuce, deuce, deuce. Big stat there. Draper's won 21 baseline points. Musetti's won 13. It's a pretty big difference, honestly. Backhand cross court goes to the forehand of Jack. Up high, forehand of Musetti goes to the backhand of Jack. Backhand slice Musetti. Flattens out a backhand down the line. Draper defends. Backhand cross court. It's better. Forehand is ridiculous from Jack. Jack attack. Gets the set point. Shot the match. I mean, it's a bit of a risk coming in, or Musetti didn't even come in, but bit of a risk leaving that much court open. Going to Draper's forehand. Draper had to go for it, and he nailed it. What a shot from Draper. Ridiculous shot. And we've seen it before from Jack. That's why he's top 5 in his young career. Already top 5. He's looking for the first set here. Backhand goes up high to the forehand of Draper. A lot of backhand slicing now. Musetti's not making a toss. That's a great shot from Musetti. Back to back from either player, exchanging big blows. Deuce on the run. Both players getting it done from the corners. Very similar points, actually, from either side. Musetti said right back at you. Draper leaving that down the line open a little bit, just like Musetti did in the last one. With Draper nailing it. It's a forehand shank return. Advantage to Musetti, trying to get to 5-3. Staying alive. I didn't hear. Wait, Joe, you got to explain that to me because I didn't hear anything about it. I would understand if, if Iga missed something to prepare for clay, but that's That wouldn't make any sense with grass, obviously, because grass is only after clay. But yeah, I need that. I haven't heard anything about that. I need that explained to me. Deuce here. A 2-5. Serve from the Italian is a let. Another first serve coming. Musetti gets the advantage here. He is at the line to serve, trying to quickly find his way out of this game, saving a set point in the process. The big forehand. That's a hold from Musetti. I thought it was a double fault, but his serve must have just caught the line. 5-3 for Musetti now in this one. How do you think Draper will do at RG? I mean, I think he's going to fare very well, but I think that he's not going to like the clay there as much as he does in Madrid. I think something that Draper's done very well this week is the high bouncing clay in Madrid. I mean, he's really able to go after the forehands and the backhands. He doesn't mind taking it from a higher like chest height or shoulder height sometimes and hitting over those shots from either wing. I think he's done that a lot this week. I think in Roland Garros, he's going to find it a little bit more difficult to adapt his game to be, to let's say beat Alcaraz or somebody on clay at Roland Garros, but we'll see. I think he'll fare well, but I think a quarterfinal or semifinal run is likely, maybe a quarterfinal run. Forehand depends on the draw, but I don't expect him to do quite as well as he's done this week, but I expect him to be a consistent force for the rest of, the decade, to be honest. Love 15, Musetti. Good first point, aggressive from Musetti. Big set point save. Trying to keep the momentum going. 46 minutes long set so far. Musetti way out near the tram lines, to return the serve. Yeah, leaving that down the line open. He really wanted to hit a forehand, but he got exactly what he wanted, and he whiffed it because he left way too much space. 15-all. Kind of banking that Draper is not going to be able to hit that down the tee, kind of tempting him to hit it almost. 15-all. Serve down tee. It's going to be out from Musetti, 30-15. Draper serving out the set with some conviction. Some pep in his step. 2 points away. 2 points away from being a set away from, I think, a second Masters final. That should be right. Forehand, cross court. Draper runs around. What a get from Musetti. From a forehand down the line from Draper. That was fantastic. Musetti on the baseline. Forehand, big. To me, that's the point in the match so far. That is crazy. What a retrieval initially from Musetti. Got a racket on it. Speed, resilience. Draper hit a ridiculous shot himself. That's what I'm talking about. Draper not minding the higher balls. He had a big forehand down the line over it. Musetti, not just great foot speed, but also great timing and reaction. Somehow got it back in play. Great hands. Found his way back in. Defense to offense. An absolute dime to finish. A 10-cent finish. Draper swing volley. Back inside. It's going to be long. Or wide. 40-30. Set point for the Brit coming here. Indian Wells is high bouncing. Yeah, true. So I just think that maybe Draper likes those high bouncing courts a little bit. Watching him play, it makes a lot of sense. But I mean, man can play on grass, and grass does not bounce super high. It just depends, though. Grass has its benefits as well, and Draper obviously grew up playing on grass. Leaving down the line open. Well, it would have been a hell of a back-end return from Musetti, but Draper misses the serve. Second serve to work with. Massive point. Actually been a very much a tug-of-war set, even though scoreline doesn't look that close. Backhand slice. That's going to be long. Yeah, this has been a battle so far. Deuce. About every game has gone to deuce. I mean, we've played about an hour, and we're at 5-3. Just about an hour length for the match so far. Usually that's more of a 7-5 scoreline where it's still only finished 8 games. Drop shot from Draper is a good one. Musetti. Yeah, double bounce. Good call from Musetti. I don't think the umpire called it. Yeah, it's clear to me it was a double bounce. I actually don't think the ump called it, but that was a really good drop shot. If you can get a drop shot that Musetti can't even get to, then that's a good one. Advantage to Draper, set point number 3. Backhand up high to the forehand of Draper, hits over it. Forehand of Musetti, that's in the net. An absolute battle of a first set. Draper gets it done 6-3 in 50 minutes. We're going to have a break here. We'll see if Musetti has more to say, or is Draper going to reach his second Masters final of the year? We'll see. Gasquet is winning RG. Gasquet going to pull off a Pete Sampras. He's like, I got one more in me. And then he retires. By one more, I mean he's got one in him because he hasn't won a slam. He hasn't even made a final. Kind of interesting to think about the players that have never made a slam final. Like Gasquet's been in, I think, 3 Grand Slam semifinals, if I'm not mistaken. But never made a final. Dimitrov never made a Grand Slam final. Monfils been in 3 semifinals, never made a Grand Slam final. Should have made another semifinal. U.S. Open a few years ago had a great chance and just narrowly lost to Berrettini in a match he should have won. One of the best matches I've seen of the last decade, maybe. One of my favorites, I would say, against Berrettini at the U.S. Open 2019, maybe. But anyway, Monfils hasn't. But the best player that's never made a Grand Slam final is Nikolai Davydenko. The fact that Davydenko is also like a top 10 best player that's never won a slam. He's never even made a final. To me, it's very clear that Davydenko is the best player to not make a slam final. But also like Brad Gilbert. I don't think Gilbert even made a semifinal. There's a lot of strange things like that. Rublev has never even made a semifinal. He's probably one of the best players to never make a final. So anyway, it's just interesting. Did Monfils make a final? No. Song made an AO final at least. Song made an AO final, but he should have made a final on clay and grass courts. That Tsonga was so surface versatile and at his best, very good. Like he has an underrated peak level. And I'm not just, obviously, there's the famous one against Nadal, AO08, but in general, his peak level is very good. Like it's underrated. And it was pretty rare, which is why it's underrated. But when he was playing at his best, it was pretty good. Pretty strong. Draper has a fitness issue. He had a fitness issue. I don't know. Draper shirt's so wet, you think Yuga used it to sop up her tears. Yeah, well, the good news for Draper is that even though, I mean, the first set was pretty much a battle, I mean, none of his sets so far in this tournament have been that egregiously, like, crazy. Except for the one against Berrettini, but Berrettini couldn't finish that match. Actually, I think that's the only set he's played where his opponent has won 5 games. Pretty sure that's right. That is right. Musetti wins the first point, 15-love. Draper will crack the top 5 for the first time in his career. Come next week. Yeah, big strides for a lot of the young players, which is great. By the way, Draper 3-0 head-to-head against Musetti, but all of those came on indoor hard courts, so just very different conditions. But Musetti has yet to win a set against Draper, which I feel like that's notable. But still, the conditions, those favor Jack big time, so I'm not going to put too much stake into that. Musetti will want to win a set here, though, because he's not going to look back on these conditions here and say that they were much more favorable for Jack. Backhand down the line. Forehand of Musetti, inside out, very good. 40 love. I don't know. I have a feeling about Lorenzo here that he could pull together a pretty good set. I said Musetti in 3 sets. I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna say Musetti wins the set 6-3. I'll take Musetti 6-3. I'm gonna say I think 6-2 is also possible, but I'll say 6-3. 6-3 Musetti. Let me know your predictions for the set score as well, and who's gonna win it, even if you don't have a score in your mind. Have you guys been following the NBA playoffs? Because the Clippers versus Nuggets series is one of the best series of the last few years. I am so invested in that. And also, I mean, I'm just a giant Warriors fan. I need the Warriors to get it done today. I don't want that one to go to a game 7. Like, I'm happy Clippers versus Nuggets did, because that series has just been unbelievable. Like, every game has been close. And there's great players on both sides. Like, really, like, notable players in the, just NBA, I'm not going to say history, but NBA, like, zeitgeist of the century. Like, they're big players on both sides, whether it's defensive players of the years or players that have won championships, been in starting lineups to win championships. Like, I don't know. There's great players on both sides. You need to watch more basketball. It's so fun. I'm so happy Lakers lost. Honestly, same. I'm with you actually, Ghost, and I hope there are no Laker fans watching. Yeah, I'm a big Warriors fan all the way, I guess. But there's so much talk about Lakers, like they're gonna win this, they're gonna win that. I'm like, I don't know, man. Timberwolves have been the giant killers. Anthony Edwards. LeBron wants Anthony Edwards to show up this year just because he doesn't want Curry to pass him in championships. No doubt. Watch out for the Warriors is all I'm going to say. 15-all. 2022 vibes for the Warriors. Anyway, go back to tennis. Ant-Man is the one to watch for. Yeah, I mean, he's playing crazy for sure. He does very well in the playoffs, so he's obviously only getting better and better, so we'll see. Timberwolves definitely a very strong team. I think Draper just misses the down the line. No, they make it. Oh, he made it. Caught the line. 30-15. Great forehand hitting from Draper. Oh, he made it. He made it. Just such an impending force, Draper on the court. Forehand goes to the forehand of Musetti way up high. Forehand to Draper, hits over it. Forehand to Musetti. Yeah, you can't miss that. You just can't miss that. And that's going to give a lot of pep into the step of Jack for sure, right? Because that's the kind of rally Musetti must feel like he needs to win those. If he's not winning those, like, then this is just a nut. His chances get close to nil. Like, he needs to be winning those points. he's not winning the other ones, he's got to at least be winning those. That's not a forehand you miss. Musetti knows it. Forehand, cross court. That's another bad miss. I mean, the first one was even worse, but for Musetti, but just that is a bad miss there. Couple forehand errors, and that is going to put a lot of confidence into Draper. Draper actually let off steam on the forehand, where usually when he's had a high forehand, he's been able to kind of crack it and hit over it. It kind of became awkward, and it was short, it was central, it was pretty high, and Musetti had a chance to not necessarily hit a winner, but at least start turning, going onto offense, and you just can't miss that. Pretty regulation forehand there. Backhand cross court, forehand Musetti goes to the forehand to Draper, backhand slice Musetti goes to backhand slice to Draper. Musetti, that's a better forehand. That's a crazy forehand from Jack. This guy's ridiculous. That's a caliber of a Yannick Sinner shot there from Draper. That is ridiculous. Yannick Sinner is not on the tour at the moment. He'll be back in Rome, but that was the kind of shot Sinner's been hitting. Open stance, sliding, ridiculous shot from Jack. It looked like the point was over, and Jack said, call the ambulance, but not for me. That was ridiculous. Draper defending, squash shot, good play from Musetti, 15-all. Needs to hold here. Yeah, for me, that's the shot of the match so far. That was ridiculous. Come on, Draper, 2-0 him. Steph Curry needs help in the backcourt. Warriors must miss Clay so bad. Yeah, absolutely. After the seriously dumb Doncic trade, I mean, the seriously dumb doesn't even cover it. It was the dumbest decision anyone's ever made. Rooting even harder against LeBum and the boys. Yeah, I mean, I like Luka, so that reminds me, Anthony, what's your take on the Max Purcell story? I don't know what to think about that. It's just I need to look more into it. I can't give you a good take. I'm not gonna lie. I need to look more into it before I'd say something. But it is unfortunate to see him out because he was just watching him live at the US Open, just some of the most ridiculous like hands of anybody I've ever seen, like volleying skills. If I wasn't talking about tennis, that'd be such a weird compliment. Such ridiculous hands. 30-15 here for Musetti. It's Max Purcell, the JJ Wolf, Australia. You know he is. Yeah, he rocks the mole. He's got the mustache going too at times. Not Jordan Thompson level, his partner, but he's got a whole look about him. No doubt. Yeah, it's actually sad that he's going to be out, but I need to look more into it before I really give an opinion outside of that. Forehand goes to the back into Draper, forehand to Musetti, down the line. It's going to be out. 30 all here, I should say, not 40-15, 30 all. Maybe a chance for Draper, who's been the better player in this match so far, straight up. I mean, he's playing amazing, honestly. But Musetti going to be upset with the amount of backhand unforced that he played in the first set, and just, I don't know, some of these points where it feels like he has advantageous positions, he's kind of letting off a little bit. Also, he'll be a little bit upset about giving his serve away so early in the first set as well. Serve Musetti. Forehand of Draper. Backhand, it's a drop shot. It's not a good one. Musetti, yeah, it's in the net. I mean, I don't think it's Musetti's best day. I really don't. And I don't think he needed to hit a drop shot there. Draper is up to it in no time. He could have went down the line or cross scored. It was going to be over. That point had Jack Draper written on it as soon as Musetti went for the drop shot. Forehand of Draper goes to the forehand of Musetti. Inside out, forehand of Draper. Yeah, he's doing that so well. He's going big, forehand down the line so well, stepping in. It's great. Musetti's kind of giving him chances to do that, though. Bit of a battle of the first set. And now maybe it's time for Draper to run away with it. I mean, it's not been that close to this point either, but pretty close first set. Hard fought. So time for Draper. That's another drop shot. I don't know why Musetti is doing this. Lob. Draper runs. He got away with it. It was a great lob to follow the drop shot. Maybe playing on survival instinct a little bit, but the drop shot, I'm surprised Draper didn't do more with it. I want to see a replay of this, but he hit a drop shot very early right into the forehand of Jack. I mean, that was just scary hours. I'm surprised Musetti actually got away with that. Great lob, to be fair. Off the backhand. That's going to be out. The return of Jack. Advantage to Musetti. Yeah, Draper. If Draper went down the line on that drop shot, this could be 2-1 already, in my opinion. I think Draper had a chance there that he's going to rue that he didn't take more advantage of. Forehand to Musetti, long rally here. Draper backhand. Forehand to backhand rally here. Cross court. More forehand to backhand. Backhand now. Goes to the backhand to Musetti. Big! That could be an absolutely massive moment. Musetti with a big reaction as well. Gets to 2-1. Good stuff here in Madrid. Yeah, he's super athletic and good, great at defense. I like this Amon Thompson kid. Sorry, but I think Rockets win. Yeah, he is very good. I agree with you. Classic dink and lob there. Does seem like Musetti is avoiding Draper's backhand. Musetti is avoiding Draper's backhand. Oh, forehand. Okay, that makes way more sense. No, he should avoid it more. He's hitting too much to the forehand. Forehand, not backhand. Yeah. He should be avoiding it more. It feels like he's hitting too much to that side. All right, I'm going to step off for a moment. I'll be back for the next game. All right, we got Draper serving here at 40 love. Serve here from Jack. Down the tee. Very good. 2-2. 2-all quick hold for Jack Draper. By the way, guys, don't forget to subscribe Quality Shot Tennis if you haven't already. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed the stream. Don't forget to like all that stuff. I've been super busy, honestly. Recently, I haven't had a whole lot of time to stream. I'm hoping to stream more in the next little bit. But there's definitely going to be a lot of content coming. Like, that's part of why I've been busy. First of all, I've had finals for college, so I have that going on. But also, I'm preparing different trips, like potentially going to Wimbledon in the summer, preparing for that. And then also, I'm going to be going to a challenger event in Arkansas, where hopefully I'll be interviewing different players there. So that there's like different things that I'm also working on doing. So there's just been a lot going on. But yeah, anyway, there's stuff coming. So hopefully I can do more, be more active. It's 11:15 here for Jack Draper. Can he find his way into the final against Casper Ruud? Both players would be looking for their first clay court Masters title. Lob way up high. Smash from Draper. Musetti's there at the backhand. Lots a good one. Smash. Musetti backhand. Up. That's in. Great shot. Drop shot is a great play. Yeah, Draper can't get there. What a play from Musetti. That could be a kind of point that turns the match around. What a lob initially with the backhand. Very impressive to turn it around. And then just very mindful and active thinking. Just very locked in from Musetti. Very aware of Draper in his court positioning and where he's at. Plays a drop shot. Great play. No chance for Musetti. Even for Alcaraz, it would have been tough. Like, that's just a winning play. Draper is all out of positioning. Unless you have the anticipation skills of Andy Murray, points over. Forehand inside out. Forehand of Draper goes to the forehand of Musetti. Backhand cross court. Short. Forehand of Musetti. Just hits the line. Forehand of Musetti able to turn this around. This point. It's going to be wide. 30-15. Some energy for Musetti. I feel it too. I still think Musetti's in this match. I've got Musetti in 3. I'm sticking to Musetti in 3. Even right now, I think Musetti can turn this around. I think it's a comeback win for Lorenzo, but we'll see. I'm calling it. I think if it is, remember that love 15 point, but we'll see if he can do it. Draper could still get this done like 6-3, 6-3, but I don't know. I think Musetti can start finding an even better level here. It's a good play from Draper. Goes right at Musetti, 30-all. I'm sticking with it, though. I'm standing by it. I'm going with a comeback for Musetti. I've seen this kind of a thing play out before. Because the first set was really very tight. Musetti finds a little bit of consistency, energy. I don't think this is going to end up being, his best match ever or something, but I think there's a way to the win. Forehand cross court. Draper lob way up high. Smash. Draper's there again. Volley. It actually got tricky, but Musetti is right on it. Locked in this game. Very aware. Very locked in. 40-30. By aware, I mean he's very aware of where Draper is in the court. You win a tennis point or a tennis match by hitting where your opponent is not. So having court awareness of where your opponent is and where he doesn't want to go next, that's probably the best skill you can have. That's a backhand into the net. That is, can't stress how monumental of a hold that is for Lorenzo. 3-2. Can't stress enough. Look at stats so far in the match. Good serving from both, but actually this is great from Lorenzo, but that's definitely what he needs because this is both guys not doing great on the second serve points, but Musetti definitely needs to do better. Draper definitely on top of those second serve returns. Pretty even stats though, to be honest. Yeah, this is where I knew the difference was going to come. 11 winners, 18 unforced for Musetti. 12 winners, 10 unforced for Draper. I don't know if those numbers are exactly accurate, but I would say that they're probably not that far off. At least the sentiment is pretty close to what it really is. So Musetti needs to turn that around. Musetti needs to do better on the second serve points. He needs to keep making first serves in. And he needs to turn that winners to errors count around. Pretty basic stuff. But I think there's a way back here. Got 2-3 here. Draper serving at 15 love. Draper with serve down the tee. Lob for Musetti way up high. Forehand to Draper. Ooh, Musetti's there. What a retrieval. Lob again. Musetti's in this point. Smash. Musetti forehand. What a shot. What a volley from Draper. What a backhand. Absolute steal from Musetti. 15 all. Musetti making himself heard loud and clear. Loud and clear. What a forehand. And then what a volley from Draper. 3 fantastic point shots in succession. The fact that Musetti was even staying in it is amazing. But I guess that's a couple of times where Draper needed to put away the smash and he was not able to. That's something to watch. Draper missing another first serve. Musetti making more first serves than Jack is. Draper backhand, forehand of Musetti. That's in the net. That's not going to be good enough. Musetti, I think, changing his racket here. I wonder if the second set could go into a tiebreaker. We'll see, Max. Be interesting. I think the first set had the closeness of a tiebreaker set, honestly, even though it was 6-3. Musetti breaking a string there before he was forced to hit a drop shot. Back in Musetti, goes to the back end Draper. Back into Musetti, goes to the back end Jack. Back in slice, that's not going to be in. 40-15. A little bit too erratic for Musetti today. Highs and lows. Musetti more cruising in the middle. It's really very indicative by that winners to unforced error stat. Serve down T, back into Musetti. Goes to the forehand to Draper. Back into Musetti's lob way up high. It's going to be wide, just. 3-3, 3 games apiece. Yeah, Sabalenka versus Goff tomorrow should be fairly interesting. What is the head-to-head between Sabalenka and Goff? I would think it's close. I think Goff maybe leads it. I remember early on their career, Goff had a couple of big upsets over Sabalenka. Can't remember what their head-to-head is, though, off the top of my head. Yeah, Goff leads that head 5-4, which is honestly really impressive. That's a big achievement in itself for Coco. Definitely a big achievement in itself. Draper here at love 15. Is this the chance for Draper to break away? I'm out here backing Musetti and saying he's still got a shot, but Draper could put an end to that. We'll see, though. I'm not fully convinced yet. I'm not convinced at all, to be honest. We'll see. Serve, Musetti. It's the forehand Draper. Forehand Musetti is great shot inside out. 15-0. Why I'm not convinced is I actually think like the match is somewhat even, like a little bit. And I feel like Musetti's levels, like even though he's hitting some erratic shots, like his level is kind of increasing. And his intensity certainly is. The crowd's behind him a bit. And I just like him on clay. I feel like the confidence for coming back is there. Because he's going to like his chances for playing Draper on clay. Even here in Madrid. Like, and he definitely got the motivation to do so. He wants that chance to win a first Masters title. Go back-to-back Monte Carlo and Madrid. And do one better than he did in Monte Carlo. Yeah, forehand put away from Musetti, 30-15. I am not convinced that this is over. Not convinced that this is over. I've seen matches like this where players in Musetti's position find a way through. So we'll see. Still more unforced than winners for Musetti, but we'll see how if he can maybe make that sound a little bit more in his favor. Forehand up high to the backhand Draper down the line. Backhand slice cross court. It's a great shot. Backhand Musetti. Yeah. Oh, that's on the line from Draper. Drop shot. Musetti's there. It's over to the backhand Draper. Backhand volley. What a rally. Exciting the crowd in Spain. We've seen some great rallies and shot making in this match so far. I couldn't believe that Draper shot actually landed in right on the sideline. I can't imagine many more scarier things on a tennis court than trying to drop shot Lorenzo Musetti. I mean, sometimes it might work. It has once or twice for Draper so far in this match, but that guy can run. That guy can run. Horizontal, vertical. He's got the foot speed for ages. And he's got, I mean, with the racket in his hand, he is quick. That's going to be out. 4-3 Musetti. I'm really not convinced that this is over. We'll see. I am not convinced at all. Musetti definitely. I'm starting to feel like Musetti's playing the best tennis of the match so far. I think he's hit a few shots that are pretty bad in that run, but I think like overall, this is probably his best level of the match so far. Just needs to get a little bit more streamlined, a little bit less highs and lows, and a little bit more streamlined. But he's starting to get more control on that forehand too. I mean, even like the first point of that game, he had a forehand inside out winner, you know? Gonna look up the head-to-heads between Casper Ruud against these guys, because that's something interesting to look up. Ruud versus Musetti. Ruud and Musetti have a 1-1 head-to-head. They haven't played since 2023, so that would be nice to get that. Wow. Okay, so actually they've played on 3 occasions. Casper Ruud won in the first round of qualifying in Rome in 2019. I reckon that should count in a head-to-head. Why not count that? Like, why do qualifying matches not count in a head-to-head? Like, that seems kind of silly. You might as well count it, right? Like, I get challengers or futures, but like qualifying? Do you guys agree with me? I feel like qualifying can count. It's kind of crazy that we're living in a reality where next gen finals counts for a head-to-head record, but qualifying doesn't. What? Come again? Laver Cup counts for a head-to-head, but qualifying doesn't? Never put that much thought into it, but first round qualifying of Rome, and it doesn't count. But if they were to play first round of next gen finals, oh yeah, that counts. Because next gen finals is a more prestigious tournament than Rome, in their opinion. That makes sense. It's a double fall from Draper, gets it to 15 all. Musetti puts together 3 good points here, and that's Draper's first double fault, by the way. Musetti puts together 3 good points here. Suddenly he's serving for the second set. Musetti is that guy that's just not quitting. Rabbit in the hair. That's not the thing. What is it? Turtle in the hair. Is it the rabbit in the hair? That's not a story. What message would you get from the rabbit in the hair? That's crazy. You know the famous story, The Rabbit in the Hair, about the really slow rabbit that wins the race against the hare? Draper still dominating in the baseline points. It's even worse than it was before. 40-26. That is dominance. It's winning almost 2-1, right? It's almost double. Not quite. That would be, he'd have to win 12 more to double it. But anyway, he's winning a lot more. Wow, what a drop shot from off balance, falling backwards from Jack. 40-15. Definitely still playing very well. Who's going to win? Everybody except for me is going to tell you Draper. So I don't know what answer you're expecting. It could be either guy, but I think Draper is the favorite at the moment. He's put together a great match. He's been the better player in the match so far. Some fantastic play just all across the board, pretty much. He's been the more solid player. He's got it done when he's needed it. So yeah, Jack's the favorite. Jack Draper. Forehand inside out goes to the forehand. Musetti is a big shot. Forehand the net from Draper. 40-30. Equivalent to add in. Equivalent to advantage to Draper. See. Once again, guys, don't forget to subscribe. Quality Shot Tennis if you're new. For more live streams and more tennis content altogether. I'll have a podcast out about the final of Madrid. Casper Ruud against one of these guys. Forehand missed. Suddenly, Musetti is 2 points away from serving for the second set in Madrid. I'd also like to look up the last 5 Masters finals where it's been 2 guys who both are looking for their first clay court Masters title. I'm kind of curious because like so many finals have been with Djokovic and Rafa, for example. I think it would be pretty rare, like for the last little like recent history. Not unheard of. But like I think of 2023 Monte Carlo. I'm trying to remember what the other ones too. '23 Rome as well just came to mind too, with Medvedev against Rune. All right, so break point here for Musetti. First service way wide. Big point. Draper's gotta be clutch here. Serve out wide, back into Musetti. Goes to the backhand Draper. It's a good return. Backhand down the line. Some good deep backhands from Musetti. Goes for the forehand down the line. I don't hate that attempt, but I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Missed it wide. He's falling backwards as he hit it. Just not. Clearly frustrated by that miss, Lorenzo. Very eager to stay in control with that forehand. Big point here again. Forehand of Draper. Musetti runs around his forehand. Inside out is a good one. Forehand cross court was shot from Draper. Backhand drop shot. Some low percentage plays from Musetti. Wow. I mean, what a great shot from Draper to get the width and to hit it cross court. But that was tough. Musetti really kind of giving up some court positioning there. And I don't think he expected Draper to get that much angle on it. Draper missing a lot of first serves. That's why he's in this position. Second serve. Forehand. What a shot down the line. Killer Draper. Jack Draper draping the court in blood with a big forehand. Lefty forehand. Cut down the line. 4-4. Two games away here is Jack now from winning this one and getting to his first clay court Masters final. Actually, don't know how many clay court finals he's reached, period. Something to look into. Has he ever reached a clay court final? I actually kind of doubt it. Yeah, this would be Draper's first clay court final. He's reached one on grass. He's reached one. That was his first title in Stuttgart. He's reached 2 on indoor hard courts, 3 on hard courts, so 5 on hard courts across the board, across indoor and outdoor. 15 love for Musetti here at 4-4. Backhand of Draper. I feel like he's been a little bit shorter on these returns, Draper, in the second set, which has kind of facilitated some opportunities for Musetti to have a little bit easier time to hold. 30 love. Also, Musetti doing a better job at getting it to the Draper backhand in the second set. He's maybe playing a little bit smarter. Forehand of Draper goes to the backhand of Musetti. Back into Draper. Cross court. Oh, what a play. Backhand down the line is good. 30-15. Draper nails that one. Nails that backhand. Down the line right next to that sideline. Perfect. 15 winners in the match for both at this point, but way more errors for Musetti. Forehand of Draper goes to the forehand of Musetti. Big 40-15. I love the intensity Musetti's still playing with. We'll see if it pays off to something. That's part of the reason Musetti is one of my favorite players to watch. He always plays with a lot of passion on the court. And I like those players that are always very outwardly expressing themselves and, you know, have passion for better or worse. Big serve from Musetti is an ace out wide, 5-4. Musetti still in the hunt here. Draper not convinced about the serve, but it looked good to me. 5-4. Hope Musetti can win this game on his serve. He gets it done, Max. Second set might be going to a tiebreaker soon. We'll see. Who has a better chance of beating Casper Ruud in the final? What do you guys think? Who has a better chance of beating Casper Ruud in the final? By the way, let me look up Draper and Ruud's head-to-head now. If they've played. They have not played. If Draper wins this, it would be the very first meeting between Casper and Draper. That's amazing that they have not played. That's kind of crazy. At this point, that is two players that have been top 5 in the live rankings, and they have never played each other. That's pretty crazy. How many times has it happened that two players have never played and they play in the final of a Masters tournament? That's not very often. Gonna investigate, look into it. I always like these random niche stats, so if you like random niche stats, you're in the right place. So first thing I want to look into is the last times that two players have played in a Masters final on a clay court, and both players have never won a clay court Masters title before. Because that's interesting to me. Alcaraz Musetti is not one, because Alcaraz had already won a clay Masters title. No matter what, the final is going to be like that this year. Yeah, last year there was no final like that. So in 2023, there were two finals like that. Medvedev Rune and Rublev versus Rune. So those are two finals like that. Both players playing for their first clay court Masters title. Nothing like that in 2022. Nothing like that. Well, in 2021 there was, because Tsitsipas won his first Monte Carlo. So that's another one. So that's the third to last time that's happened. Fonini versus Lajovic, Monte Carlo 2019. That's the fourth to last time. So I'll just try to find the fifth to last. I have a feeling it might be even longer ago. Yeah, you have to go back at least to 2016. Nadal, Djokovic. I have a feeling you have to go way back. for that. Wawrinka Federer, that might be. No, Federer's won though on clay. It'll be way long time ago. Because Nadal won 8 in a row, Monte Carlo. So that's going to be all the way back to 2005. Yeah. 2004. 2004, Federer. No, it wasn't in Hamburg because Federer had already won Hamburg. It might be Rome, Moya, and Albandian. I don't know enough. But at least 2004. Moya and Albandian. Had they won a Masters title on clay before? I don't think so. Yeah, so 2004 Rome is the 5th to last time. That's crazy. Anyway, all right, let's go back to the match here. You have to go all the way back to 2004. So there are a few in recent times, but yeah. But yeah, there's going to be another one. But as of right now, before this match is over, or before this tournament is over, the 5th to last time was in 2004 that 2 players are going for their first, playing in the final, both going for their first clay Masters title. That just shows the consistency. Nadal and Djokovic reached the final of clay tournaments above anything. $30 love for Musetti. Getting a lot more straightforward games on his serve. And like I said, I think a lot of it is to do with getting it more to Draper's backhand and also doing a little bit better on second serve, but above anything, still making first serves in, and Draper's return, just they're falling shorter in the court. Even that one. That's a great forehand cross court from Draper. Backhand, cross court, forehand from Musetti is a big one. The shot making in this match is great between 2 very talented next gen players. 40 love. Next gen, we'll call it this gen. Top 5 player versus top 10 player come Monday. This gen. Let's scrap that next gen title. It's this gen. They're here. Forehand Musetti, big down the line, 6-5. Let's find out what happens to end the second set when we come back here. Let me know your predictions as well. So the other thing that I wanted to find out is when are the last times that 2 players have played each other in a Masters final for the first time that they've played, period. I'm going to look through these to see when that could have happened. It's possible I might miss one, but first checking Poprin versus Rublev. I don't know if they had played before they played in Canada last year. But it would happen if Draper wins, because Draper and Casper have never played each other, which is crazy. So the last one I could think of that might have been like that is Nori versus Basilashvili. I'm going to check if those 2 had played. That's such a funny Masters final to have happened. So they had played once before, earlier that year in Rotterdam. Maybe Opelka versus Medvedev. I forgot that Opelka reached a Masters final. That doesn't sit right with me. Opelka having reached a Masters final. I forgot that happened. Opelka does not seem like a Masters final caliber player, but that's fine. I forgot about that, honestly. Hurkacz Carreno Busta is also another weird final. It might have been a long time ago that's happened. I remember, though, Casper Ruud against Rafa in the Roland Garros final. That was the first time that those two had played. So it has happened at a slam. In a Masters final, I'm not sure it has. Yeah, Carreno Busta and Hurkacz had played before. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know if you guys know the last time that's happened, that two players play for the first time against each other and it's in a Masters final. Because that's interesting. Big backhand swing from Draper. All right, here we go, guys. Drum roll, please. Who wins the second set? Max, you called it early with the tiebreaker, right? Forehand, cross court, goes to the backhand of Draper. Is a lob, swing volley, backhand. Sweet shot from Musetti. 15-all, 3 points away yet again from the set. Sweet shot there from Mr. Musetti. Some great shot making here. That was a weird kind of lob from Draper. Musetti timed that to perfection. He needed to. Musetti playing with a lot of heart. Is it going to be enough? Putting his all into the set. Really did in the first set too. Forehand sliced. Awkward shot. Backhand of Draper. Goes to the forehand of Musetti. Able to step in a little bit. Backhand slice. Goes to backhand Draper cross court. Forehand of Musetti. Goes forehand Draper. That's in the net. That's a shot Draper's been making a lot, but that was a little bit too big of an ask. 15-30. 2 points away, Mr. Lorenzo Musetti, the Italian, making strides here in the second set. Long semifinal. Hour 47 minutes. Can Musetti push this to a third? Serve out wide is very good from Jack. That's a lob that's going to be long. 30-all. Draper still looking with his eyes focused on the tiebreaker. 30-all, that's a tight game. Come on, Musetti. Let's go, let's go. Let's go, Musetti. See if he can push this to a third. Serve Draper. Down the tee, backhand slice. Terrible drop shot from Draper. Very nervy. Very nervy point from both. Awkward rally as Musetti finds himself back at the baseline after retrieving the drop shot. Forehand. Draper's ball must have hit the baseline. Got a really weird bounce, and Musetti missed at the forehand. 40-34, Draper. Yeah, complete miss hit from Musetti. Draper finishes off with a serve and volley. Let me know in the chat who's win this tiebreaker. What's going to be the score? I'm backing Lorenzo. I've been backing him the whole set. I've got Musetti 7-4. Let me know your predictions. I'll take Musetti 7-4. Let me know who you guys got. Whoever gets the closest, I'll shout out your username in the chat. Let me know. Been a great set, honestly. Here we go. Let's see a good tiebreaker here. Serve for Musetti. Backhand of Draper. That's in the net. 1-0 Musetti. Let me know your predictions, guys. Musetti 7-1. Okay, Jesus. Let's see what happens. Joe, you're changing your tune a little bit, right? Didn't you call for straight sets earlier for Draper? Musetti's putting up a good fight, though, so I understand that. but that would be very one-sided. We'll see. Backhand down the line. Goes to the backhand slice of Musetti. Back into Draper. Goes to the backhand of Musetti. Cross court. Forehand to Draper down the line. Musetti's on it. The big forehand hits over it. Backhand slice. It's a backhand Draper. Long rally. Forehand cross court to the backhand Draper. Backhand cross court. God, Musetti forgot that the court's not that big. They're not playing on a soccer field. They're playing on a tennis court. It was a good swing, but maybe too low percentage, right? But it's close. It's close. Not necessarily the wrong shot, but yeah, just overcooked it. Didn't have to go that close to the sideline. I mean, Draper was all the way to the other side. If he could manage it, pretty much anything pretty low to that side would have done it, but at least giving him a good shot. He was in that rally, no doubt. Draper missing a lot more first serves in this set. He's not really been serving at his very best today, period. Definitely not. Second serve, forehand to Musetti. Back into Draper. Forehand to Musetti. Got a backhand to forehand rally. Draper steps in with a big backhand cross score. Is very good. Musetti somehow manages to lob that into the corner. Misses the next one, though. And is it a little bit too erratic for Musetti today? Where he's got some gems. He's fighting hard. I think the best level of the match for him has come in the second set for sure. But is it a little bit too erratic today against Draper, who's been so killer and so solid? It's a nervy match for both. They both understand how big of a moment it is. They'll be playing against a person who's amazing, but also an amazing player, but has never won a Masters title before. Casper Ruud has never won a Masters title before. They both know that this is an opportunity. And at least an opportunity to make it the final, you know? Clearly. So back and out, 2-2. Who will handle the moment better? So it comes down to who's able to handle the moment better. Hope Musetti can keep his composure. I did. I'm like the weather. I can make up my mind. I can't make up my mind, yeah. Well, if I get it right, then Musetti will win 5 of the next 7. I'm not sure that'll happen. We'll see. It's been a fun match. Thanks, guys, for joining in to this. Some good shots and rallies. A little bit unpredictable at times. Pretty much the whole match, really. It's pretty up and down to an extent. Forehand, Draper gets under it. Forehand, cross court. Did Musetti make it? I think he just missed it. Really didn't need to go that big. Have the whole court open there. Just missed it. It seemed like it. 3-2 for Draper. That could have been one of the most important shots of the match. Just a few inches out. It was a good drop shot initially. Musetti had the whole court open. It was a tough shot. And yeah, Musetti going for a dime when a nickel would have done the trick. Serve now from the Brit. Serve down the tee. Musetti's there. Back in his side. 4-2. All right. Well, I think this is exactly where Musetti wants him for my prediction. Musetti's got the next 5 in a row. What did I say? 7-4? Musetti's got the next 5 straight. You guys watch. Watch and learn, guys. I'm telling you. He's got this locked in. 5 straight. Here we go. Easy work. Easy work. Y'all don't know Lorenzo Musetti. 5 straight. Easy work. Easy work. Yeah, he's got this in the bag. 4-2 for Draper. 3 points away from his second Masters final of the year. Took out Runa in Indian Wells. Will he have a chance to try take out Rude in Madrid? By the way, 2 Masters titles on 2 different surfaces would be a big, big moment for Jack. Serve Draper. Big difference between 5-2 and 4-3. Forehand, big inside out. This is actually an opportunity for Musetti to find his way back in the rally on a first serve, but Draper playing smart because Musetti was feeling the pressure. He knew the weight of the moment, and he wasn't going for anything way too crazy. He just knew that his 70%, 75, 80% shots were going to be good enough. Just making a big first serve in, and he got it. And that's kind of been the difference in the match altogether, if I had to summarize it in any way, shape, or form. Serve here from Musetti. Goes in down the tee. Backhand of Draper. Goes to the forehand of Musetti. Back into Draper. Cross court. Hits the net cord back in his side. 5-3. Let go in the way of Musetti. Would have been a little bit too cruel from the net if it went the other way. 5-3. Once again, guys, don't forget to subscribe, Quality Shot Tennis, and check out the new Tennis Era podcast that will be coming later this week. That comes every Monday morning, talking about finals and other stuff going on. So check that out. That'll be about the Madrid final. Great forehand from Musetti, hits through at 5-4. Draper has the match on his racket to try to make a second Masters final of the year. Is the comeback on? Definitely could be. It's unclear yet, but Draper's been really solid. Let's see. That would be crazy from 5-2 down. I don't think it's impossible. It's still just 1 mini break, to be fair. Draper's going to feel the nerves, but it might be Draper's moment to take it. We'll see what Musetti has to answer to that. Serve from Draper. Out wide, backhand slice, returns, going to be wide. Great serve from Draper. 6-4. Problem for Musetti too with the return is that he's giving up way too much court. Draper's been very good with the out wide on the ad, and he's getting it to the back end anyway. And then he can nail him down the line. Musetti's just not really felt comfortable on the return on the ad side at all. Maybe a little bit of a better chance in this point to get 1 mini break back, but extra nerves with the 2 match points. Serve. Goes to the forehand to Musetti. Forehand to Draper. Hits over it. Back into Musetti. Cross score. He's still in this. Backhand's a drop shot. Draper runs. Oh! Did he make it? He missed it. Did he make it? Draper makes it. Cross court. Just catches the line. 6-3, 7-6 in 2 very close sets. Takes out Musetti, and that is why he's top 5 in the world. He could also edge very close to Taylor Fritz if he wins the title here. He'd be about, I think, 100 points or less from number 4 in the world. He is playing the best tennis of his life, without a shadow of a doubt. He gets it done in Madrid. All right, thanks, guys, for watching. That was a good one. Draper gets it done. He'll take on Rude. I'll have a new Tennis Era podcast on Monday talking about that one. So check that out. Check out more live streams as well. How do you think the Casper and Draper match will go? It's a good question. I don't know. I think Casper's got it. I think Draper will be more content even making the final this week. Casper will have to feel like this is the time that he needs to go all the way. And he's playing great. So good in the big moments too. And yeah, I felt like Draper did enough to get through today. And at times he was playing amazing. Definitely a very good performance, but I don't think it's impenetrable. I think Casper can get it done. So I'll take Casper, but I think it'll be a really good final, actually. First meeting. Draper for me. Yeah, I'll take Casper, but Draper's playing amazing. Yeah, thanks, Joe. Appreciate you. Like always. And appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys at the next one. Peace out. I'll try to commentate the final and stream that.